Miss Jackie Lansdale, President, Red River United Teachers Union. Hey, Miss Jackie, welcome back to Kiel. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and you?
Okay, the buses on the 1 to 10 scale, with 1 is a hoopty and 10 is a Rolls Royce. Where are we?
5.
Okay. Superintendent going to have a news conference today to talk about things he's doing to address the issues. What do you anticipate hearing?
Well, I know that he met with every bus driver, and he was making an effort to address every single point that they brought. So, we'd be hopeful that not only does he address it, he has actually something actionable, something to support what he's going to do.
So when you said buses are a 5, is it a high 5, a low 5? I mean, one of the biggest complaints from drivers and a lot of folks, I guess, is the condition of the buses. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's been an ongoing problem. None of this just happened yesterday. This has been going on and it's been systematic. The fact that the way the buses are actually maintained, the type of parts are on it, the fact that you may see a bus sitting in any garage anywhere in Shreveport or Bossier. Those are things that, when I say 5, the 5 means it can go either way.
I have heard from a number of policemen over the last few months that one of the problems with the city is the lack of mechanics, trained mechanics, certified mechanics to take care of police cars. Is that sort of the same problem with the buses?
That's kind of one that I couldn't really speak to because they do have the garage there. And to our knowledge, it's fully staffed. It appears to be more of the fact that these buses are outsourced, and now and when you're outsourcing them again, they're not prioritized with these other shops that they're going to. You don't see that across the river. They have created a policy that we want our buses back on the road. We want our buses informed when their buses are going to be back on the road. And when those buses come back on the road to those bus drivers, that those buses have been adequately repaired. Those are things we're not seeing.
Talking to Jackie Lansdale, Red River United, about the Caddo bus problems. Jackie, some bus drivers called in sick or didn't show up for afternoon shifts, I believe, on Thursday, Friday. Is that prompting something to be done more expeditiously, do you think?
And pardon me, what was that organized? What did you know?
That came actually was what I would call an organic uprising, from the bus drivers. Systematically for us in terms of Red River United, this is the way it rolled out for us. When we saw this thing taking a dramatic step to the bad, we immediately spoke to the bus drivers and we organized the work to the rule. So it would not disrupt the morning or afternoon routes. It would simply send a message. And it was costly to the bus drivers, quite frankly, when they didn't draw those routes. And a lot of them supplement their incomes that way. They didn't get paid for them. So we did that. And then we had asked for a meeting with the superintendent. We had no response. So that's when we did the picket after school at the board meeting. And then the meeting came with the superintendent. Well, from the standpoint of the organization, we believed at that point it was important to wait for the superintendent to respond. And this was the day we had set, because this is a school board day, we had set this is the day that we would take some action if we did not hear from the superintendent and hear something very positive, something very actionable, something goal-oriented about what we were going to do in order to rectify the situation with transportation. So anything between that is beyond what I just described is not something that was planned by this organization.
Jackie, let me give you a magic wand. You're the superintendent. What do you do to fix the problem?
Well, we have outlined a 10-point plan to him. You start with the fact that everybody needs to have the same goal. We all need to be reminded that, we have to be safely and timely bring children to school and to return them back to their homes. And everything that goes into that has to be addressed. We can't have a situation where one set of employees is treated differently than the other. Even within that own department, there is this element of disrespect that has to be addressed. Everybody is pulling in the same direction. As we talked about, the making sure that the buses are fixed in a timely fashion, treating bus drivers, as the kings and queens of their buses, and recognizing that they have a real vested interest in what they're doing. They want those good buses, they want them running, and they want to make sure that they can pick the students up and do that in a timely and a safe manner. They can't do those things if the buses are remain in a state of disrepair. They can't do those things if there's not enough drivers to be able to drive each of those routes. They can't do those things if they have people that don't know how to create routes.
Pardon me, Miss Jackie. It seems to one of my questions is going to be, is there anything wrong about this situation that maybe a couple $1,000s per driver a year wouldn't fix? But it sounds to me like to you there's more to this than just money.
It's very systematic. It really and truly is. It is a whole department that needs to sit down and figure out how we're going to function effectively for the boys and girls of our district. We have to do that. We have to do that by good buses, treating bus drivers respectfully, and communicating to them. Tell me, your bus is fixed. We're working on this. It will be ready Thursday. Tell me, well, we want you to come in and let's look at your route and see what we can do about that. Respect me. Pay attention to substitute drivers. When do you hire them? When do you train them? When do you put them, on full time, to drive our boys and girls? It has some respect, and not communicating, gaslighting them, saying, "Oh, there's nothing wrong. Look the other way here." That is not going to fix anything, and all you're going to see is more discord and unhappiness for the bus drivers. And the fact is, you ought to be glad you're getting some of that, because when you quit hearing from them, then you at that point you've lost your bus drivers.